My name is Michelle Hecker, and the name of my company is SKCPAs and Business Advisors, and we are located in Chantilly, Virginia. And the type of services that we provide are business advisory services for small businesses, for real estate investors, for folks that need some help with their taxes as far as advisory, as well as what we like to call compliance, which would be tax returns, financial statements, things of that nature.
Okay. And you also specialize in helping small businesses as well. Is that correct?
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Our niche is really small business and helping the business owner kind of navigate the waters of business ownership. Everything from financial statements, understanding your cash flow, to tax savings strategies, tax planning, as well as all the way to exit planning, exit strategies for the business owner that might be considering selling their business or retiring from their business and wanting to get some equity out of it. And we will do everything from do your full outsourced accounting to help you with budgets, to help you maybe put your kids on payroll, all those kind of tips and tricks that we navigate with all the tax law changes we've had over the last few years. There's been a lot of opportunity for our business owners to save on their taxes, as well as lots of tax credits available out there with all of the new tax laws we've gotten.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. I think a lot of budding entrepreneurs and business owners are definitely going to want to tune into this one because you're going to have a lot of insight for us. I would like to start off with your background. Like, how did you get started in your industry? What led you here? Tell me about that.
That's an interesting story. I always said for the longest time, I'll never work for a CPA firm. I'll never be in a CPA firm. I'll never be in public accounting. I'm always going to be in private. So I have been an assistant controller or controller. So my background in accounting was very much business oriented. So it's a natural fit for me to help small business owners now. But instead of being on payroll and helping one corporation, now I get to help lots of corporations and lots of business owners and lots of industries and services and stuff like that. So it's great. But one of the partners, I have partners at the firm, I met him when I was working for another company, and he said, if you're ever looking for a job, call me.
Hit me up.
and so I've been working with him for over 15 years and been a partner for 7. Yeah, so it's been great, and I really never thought I would enjoy it, and I didn't really know what I was missing. I know it sounds geeky or whatever, but I love taxes, and I always thought
that's not geeky, that's intelligent, smart.
It's just one of those things that you don't know what you don't know.
Yeah.
And then once I started working with him and realized how great it is that I get to meet with so many different people and get to apply so many different types of strategies, whether it's within accounting, whether it's with their books, whether it's with taxes, it keeps me on my toes.
Yeah, no, it sounds like it. Look, and I just want to say that every time I ask like an entrepreneur who is a guest here, like how did they get started, it is never linear. Very few people are just like, well, I wanted to be this and I became that. A lot of people want to go one way, but then they end up another, and it just goes to show that the universe has things in store for you that you may not even know about. So I think that's awesome that you found your way through that.
It's true. I always thought I would be an attorney, and most of my family and friends would probably say the same thing. It would be a corporate attorney because I don't think I could do like domestic stuff. I feel like that's so emotional, divorces and custody and all that. But I always thought I would do some type of corporate law. But my natural gifts, I guess, if you will, or my logical brain was just drawn towards accounting and taxes, and once I started down that road, I I really found out that was really kind of more of my calling, even though I think I could still consider being a lawyer one day. You never know.
Yeah, you never know. Exactly.
Yeah.
Maybe all of this is leading you up to that moment. We don't know.
You never know. Never too late, right?
Yeah, exactly. I would like to know what you are doing currently to market yourself and the branding, all that good stuff. Are you online? Are you more of a word of mouth type of gal? Tell me what you're doing to get what you're doing and what your team is doing out there.
Oh my goodness. So we're accountants by trade.
Yes, that's right.
So I would say marketing and advertising and all of those kind of more what I would consider soft skills are probably not, our number one skill that we have. So we actually have a firm that we work with that helps us with our marketing, helps us with our online presence. We're revamping our website currently. We are on social media, but we have other people that help us kind of get our ads and our blog posts. And so we have a lot of really good information. And we have a team of folks that help us try to get that information out via our website or on Facebook, or we all attend lots of chamber events. So the Loudoun Chamber as well as the Dulles Chamber. And we try to go to as many events as we can. Network, give back to the community. We're very, very big on giving back to our community. Our community has been so great for us. Loudoun County, Fairfax County. Really, the firm's been around for over 30 years. So it's been a long time. And we have been in this area the entire time. So we like to give back, whether it's to an event, a social collective event for charity, or if it's a golf event, the guys play golf for one of the Dulles Chambers or for one of the nonprofits in the area, that kind of stuff. We also annually we do a Top Golf event or a charity event that we do for Paws of Honor, which are for the service dogs that, they retire from being in service and they have to live out their lives and have caretakers take care of all those pups. So, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, and they bring the dogs so you can pet them. I know.
Love on them.
Yeah, definitely. So we try to raise money with that.
Yeah.
And then we do other events for our clients as well as we do some advisory events, and just really trying to educate our clients, as well as a lot of our events are open to the public. We do a shredder event every year where we shred, you can bring all your docs and shred them and have a beer. We have that coming up, I believe, in October this year.
Okay, that is awesome. That's what I want to touch on a little bit, is that how every different entrepreneur has different things. Like, for example, you're an attorney, your stuff is not posting on social media, but that is okay. You don't have to stress about posting that. You can get somebody else to help you and your business get the word out there. Maybe you can provide them ideas or post on what they can post about or information. So I like asking that and having other people know, like, social media is not your key focus, but being aware of that you don't have to be, you can get some help so you can focus on the more nitty gritty stuff, right? So I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think some people are great at marketing. That's what they do. That's what they're really great at. I see posts all the time and I think, man, how did they think of that? Or how did they do that? Because my brain is not creative that way. It's more logical. So
You're logically creative.
The data, I'm going to give you the data, give you the numbers, tell you, how does that calculate, which would be a super boring marketing piece, I'm sure.
Except for everybody who's like, I want the numbers now. Oh, she knows, right?
Yeah.
You can find a cool way to do it, but I know. You got to just find your balance and what works best.
Yeah.
All right. So my next question is about tax planning. Mm-hmm. What are some tax saving strategies that small business often overlook?
Well, there are quite a few tax savings out there. I think I'll start kind of at the beginning. That's a loaded question.
Ooh, sorry.
The number one thing is understanding what type of entity are you? what is your business structure, and are you the correct business structure for what you're trying to achieve? What are your goals, and what are you trying to achieve, and what's going to enable you to save the most money on your taxes? So that's one of the things that we'll evaluate for you right away. Make sure that you're in the correct type of entity structure for us to be able to move forward and put your plan in place, and we'll come up with a plan of action, whether it's, for the next 6 months, next year, the next 5 years, so on and so forth, and help you. One of the things we like to do is help business owners reach their goal. So whether their goal is to bring on 5 new employees, or increase revenue, or increase cash flow, or increase their net profit, whatever the case may be, we're going to give them tools and try to help them along the way to get there.
Yeah.
So as far as things that people miss, that's a big one. People a lot of times are the wrong entity structure for what they're trying to do. And sometimes things like Frank is one of the partners of the firm, recently put out a blog post about, I went to my attorney, and he's, I set up a C Corp with, a sub C and 3 partnerships and an LLC and an S Corp. And by the time you get down to the nitty gritty of what the client is actually doing, sometimes you are getting yourself stuck in the minutia of all of that, where really that may not work for you, and that may not be the correct structure for you. It might be when you're up and running 5 years from now, that might be a structure that would work for you. However, that's kind of the very first thing. And then from there, we're going to look at your financials, and we're going to help you determine where we can help you save further, whether it's, do you have kids? Do we need to put your kids on payroll? If we put your kids on payroll, can we use that payroll now to fund your 529 plan? Can we use that payroll to fund a Roth IRA for your child? Do you want to do 529 plans? Have you looked at the state conservation credit? I mean, there are lots and lots of ways that we can help you with your taxes. And a lot of times it can be just as basic as record keeping. Are you keeping adequate records? If you're an S Corp, do you know that you need to have an accountable plan if you want to write off your home office? I mean, there's a lot of things that that people don't know, and I don't expect you to know. That's my job to know that. And so what we do is we evaluate. Everybody is different, and every situation is different. And then we like to educate our clients so they know what's available. And I always say that I will give you lots of ideas, and you take from it which ones work for you now. But I don't ever want you to come to me and say, hey, Michelle, you never told me about this, or you never told me about that. We try to make sure that you're fully educated on everything that's available to you.
Yes.
One of the biggest things I see that business owners are missing out on is the PTET credit, which are for pass-through entities, which is a new law that Virginia passed a couple of years ago. So people are still missing out on that, or not being educated about it.
Wow.
So it's something that, right away we can review your prior year returns or your current situation, and generally speaking, try to save you, a few $1,000s, if not more, right off the bat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. It really sounds like, if you aren't aware of this as a business owner or entrepreneur, definitely it sounds like a CPA is a pretty important person, especially for a business owner, to help them thrive and get the best out of their business as they possibly can. And it sounds like you guys are like a partnership. You're looking out for their best interest, and that is such an important role. Tell me a little bit about what it's like working with you and your team. Are you guys very how do I say this? Team oriented, very people oriented? Are you more by the book? What's the style like working with you guys?
I would say all of the above. We're definitely by the book as far as that goes. Yeah.
What a question for me to ask. You're not by the book. Hey.
What? We have a great team. So we have an amazing culture at the firm. We have a great team. We have a great team environment. If I'm not available and you need an answer right away, somebody in the office can help you. Can help find that answer for you. So you're not just engaging with one person, and then if I'm on vacation, and you need something, that you can't get the answer that you need. We also have a fantastic front office staff. They are amazing. I mean, they keep us all in line. They make the place run, quite honestly. Without them, they are so good that if you need something, I'm not there. 9 times out of 10, they can help you, or they can direct you to somebody else in the firm that can help you. We're also very tech forward, so we have an online custom portal that we use for our clients, but it's not a typical portal where you just drop documents. For example, it's interactive, so we can talk back and forth through there. You can see your prior year projects, prior year tax returns, that kind of stuff. So it's really and all the software that we use is very tech forward. We do a lot of evaluating every year. We evaluate, okay, this software worked great, this software didn't. What are we gonna improve upon? How can we make the client experience better? How can we make it smoother? And all of those kind of things. And we're also very proactive. So if you were to be a client, a business owner, and come on board, you're not chasing me. You're not coming after us to say, hey, what do I do next, or what's going on? We have a coordinator that reaches out to you and makes sure that all of your appointments are booked and on the calendar, that you know all the dates that you're meeting with us, that we're meeting with you monthly or quarterly to go over your financials, and everything is pre-scheduled, so you know about it. Not to say you can't, if you have a question, obviously you send a question, but so you're not kind of wondering, am I supposed to have a meeting this month or
you're
next
not left
month?
in the dark.
Right, you're not left in the dark. And then anytime there's a new tax law change, we'll be very proactive to let you know about it if it affects you. And one of the big things right now is the beneficial ownership, which is a lot of clients are reaching out. So we've been proactive in letting our clients know how it works and what they need to do and all those kind of things.
No, I love that. Proactive is so good. Like, I love when they're like, you're not always having to chase them like, oh, I have an appointment. I didn't get a confirmation call. Is it still? Did I get? I love that. No, I just love that you guys are so mindful of that and want to make sure that your clients feel that way too. So I think that is 5-star characteristics right there, ma'am.
Thank you.
I'd like to know, how can a CPA help a small business assess and improve its financial health?
So there are a lot of different metrics that we can use to see what type of industry you're in, and we can compare you against your peers, number one, to see how you're performing. And we can also help you evaluate different areas of your business, and we can help you determine which areas are profitable and which areas are not as profitable. We can help you understand your cash flow. Maybe you need to streamline your billing. Maybe you need to help somebody with your accounts receivable, make calls to collect money. Maybe you simply aren't charging enough, and we will evaluate that definitely if you need that help and say, this is what, even if you were at the peak of productivity right now, you would still be breaking even or losing money because you're not charging enough. And maybe that's good information that you didn't think about, or we'll say you have to cut costs, one or the two, or we have to increase prices, one or the two. But we would evaluate that and help you understand the numbers, basically, which I think people sometimes get nervous about the books or the numbers. The financial statements. And a lot of people will run to, let's say, the income statement or the profit and loss and say, oh, here's my net income, but I don't have any money. Why don't I have any money? And they're not considering the balance sheet. And so a lot of times it's just an education on understanding why you may be in the situation you're in and how have you compared to either your peers or prior years, prior periods, and then we try to come up with a plan to help you, dig out of it or do better, or simply understand that you can't offer this service anymore because it's not making you any money, that kind of thing.
Is that often sometimes a little bit shocking or hard for certain business owners to hear? And how do you guys find a way to implement that? Because maybe some people I understand the numbers, but I can't, I don't know, or they're like you said, shocked or scared. How do you guys deal with that together? How do you find little methods or strategies that can help ease that for them?
Well, I think we all are part therapists. No.
Aren't we?
Yeah. Sometimes it's just, giving them the hard truth, but trying to tell them in a way that is very understanding. We're all business owners. I'm a business owner, so I understand the challenges of one of the things we've gone through over the last few years since the pandemic is labor. Labor is either short, there's a shortage of good labor, or if you find good labor, it's super expensive. So sometimes we have to look at what's happening, in the economy also to understand. And understanding the trends and understanding what's going on is kind of like the first step, right? I say that's kind of like, when you're an alcoholic, first admitting there's a problem,
Yes.
right? So the first step is figuring out what the trends are and where the issues are, where the holes are, and then trying to plug them up, and figuring out strategies to do that. Whether it's, because I have clients that will come to me and say things like, hey, Michelle, I would like to buy a Tesla. Is that smart? Is that not smart? Is that good? Do I have enough money for that? What's going on with that? We can advise, but, clients will do at the end of the day what they'd like to do one way or another. So what we like to do is help you just kind of just understand the numbers. And then from there, sometimes it is tough conversations because business owners, we have it tough, whether it's talking to employees and saying, hey, you're not producing enough. You need to produce more. Mm-hmm. Or, hey, I'm sorry, I can't afford you. I have to lay you off. Or trying to find maybe other avenues that can help. And so we usually just try to talk it out with them. I have lots of different resources available that I can help people, either whether it's, financial planners or other staffing agencies or, different legal assistance, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
So we try to just come up with a plan, depending on the situation.
Yep.
And we have lots of different clients, so I always try to refer to my clients if I can and refer business to them some of them that, depending on what it is.
Your connector.
Yeah, exactly. Just trying to connect everybody together to help a business owner succeed. So sometimes it is just, it is saying, hey, we need to add a product, add a service. We need to take one away. We need to streamline one. We need to have a client right now that just bought a new business, and right now we're trying to streamline their billing because the way the billing is done is just kind of old school. That's all. Just needs to be updated and needs to be computerized. And so they have multiple employees handling that right now when really it probably should be just one person. Yeah. So once we can get that automated and going well, then they can have their staff doing other things that make them money versus working on overhead items.
I love how you just mentioned that. Like that's such a small thing, but it can change so many things. Like instead of having 5 people working on one person, now you can maximize the productivity, or maybe be like, okay, we don't even need these 5 people here, or maybe 3 of them can go do this, where these are other areas that need tending to. Exactly. That is amazing how this is why you need a CPA, guys, an agent that's looking out for you and your business. I have to ask, like, maybe this is a dumb question, forgive me if it is, but do you yourself have a CPA, or do you handle it yourself, or do you what? How does that work? You're so good, you don't even need someone to help you. You got this, girl.
Well, luckily for me, I don't do it by myself. I have partners, and we do, for example, for our business, we have partner meetings, and we do exactly the things that I tell clients to do. We do it ourselves. We have our partner meeting. We look at our financials.
Absolutely, yeah.
We look at our balance sheet. We compare it to last year. We have our goals set, right? So we know where we're trying to go and how are we going to get there. And we do all of those planning items. We follow along. Have you ever heard of the book Traction?
I have not.
So it's the entrepreneur operating system. So we use that and we employ that in our day-to-day operating of our business.
Yeah.
So we meet quarterly, and we do everything from let's talk to our marketing folks. This is the area we want to market. This is what we want to talk about. Wow. These are the areas that we can help people. Let's make sure we're getting blog posts out about these items. We talk about staffing. We talk about our financial health. Are we hitting our goals? Where are we spending more money? Where, for example, one of the things that has really hit us hard this year are our software costs have gone up dramatically. Yeah.
Since they're being, I guess, implemented more than they were previously, and in what other ways?
It's just the economy. It's just the software vendors are just hiking up the prices. and they kind of hold you captive somewhat. That you need the software, you need the tax software, you need the accounting software, so on and so forth. So we talk about that, and we talk about how much is that going up, and what else is going up. IT is going up, overhead costs across the board are going up, and then we evaluate, do we need to increase our prices? Are our prices good? Are we in line? What do we look like, compared to our neighbors, for example, or who we consider our competition, if you will. Although in this area, there's plenty of work to go around for everybody. Lots of entrepreneurs in this area, lots of great business owners, lots of government contractors, lots of service-based businesses. So we do. We follow our own advice, which a lot of CPA firms, I think, are the same as a regular business owner. We are business owners where they don't always take the time to do that.
Yeah.
So we've worked really hard to do that, so that we are walking the walk, if you will.
Yeah. No, that's awesome. Yeah, I just didn't know how that works. I was like, wait, I hope they have this help too, or they're good. Like, I don't know. But no, I'm so glad I know the answer to that now.
Yeah.
Forgive me with that question.
No, it's a valid question. I would say there's probably lots of firms out there, smaller, maybe if you were like a solopreneur, accounting firm, or maybe one or two people, you could certainly, I could see where that may not be a priority, or it's more difficult to get to because you don't have enough support staff to be able to, really look at your own business. So instead of always working in the business, sometimes you have to work on the business. And we understand that for ourselves, as well as we'll preach it to our clients. Do you want to be successful? You have to put on your business owner hat. You are really, really good at what you do, whether it's, IT consulting or hair and makeup or whatever the line of business you're in, but you need to work on your business also.
Okay, you are a very busy woman, and keeping up with all of the changing, updated laws and all of that. I have to ask, how do you maintain a work-life balance as a small business owner? What tips can you share for managing the demands of running a small business company? Loaded question again. So sorry.
I know. Well, it's hard because I don't have a great answer. I know what the answer probably should be.
We want the honest truth.
I don't know that I do it.
That's okay.
Would be more of, in my industry, we have a distinct busy season. So we work extremely busy from January to the end of April, and then of course all the stragglers after, maybe into May, and then that's really that entire time. That's me working in the business, right? So then we work on the business in the off season, as well as we have September 15th and October 15th deadlines for all of our extensions. So we have quite a few deadlines that kind of dictate, our workload and what we're doing a little bit. And so for me, I really try my best we scale back during off season. We do half day Fridays, where we leave a little early on Fridays to make up for working the weekends during tax season.
That's only
stuff
fair.
Like that. Yeah, we try to do happy hours. We do lots of team building activities with the company. Do things like go to a winery or go zip lining.
That adventurous.
Oh, we do all that. Yeah.
Get all that adrenaline out. Yeah.
So we go to Top Golf. We play golf. We do. We did a murder mystery dinner last year.
So I need to get over there with you guys and hang out. That sounds like fun.
We do. So we try to play just as hard, as hard as we work, and give back to our staff. We appreciate them so much. They're amazing, and so as we try to have fun together as a group, as well as blow off some steam and and enjoy the rest of the year as much as possible. From a business owner perspective, it's a little bit more difficult because I don't think I'm very rarely not thinking about the business. So even I'm an empty nester now, so it was a lot different when my kids were younger. But now that it's just, I say it's just, but it's my husband and I. So we do things together on the weekends, stuff like that.
What do you guys like to do?
we like to bowl, so we're bowlers. I know.
Bowl America
Yeah,
over
we're
here.
bowlers. Yeah, really. Yeah, so it's Bolero now.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, they bought out. So we love to bowl, and the whole family likes to bowl. So I come from my whole
Bowling.
life. You know, of course, I thought when I was younger, right? I thought, my gosh, my dad is such a dork. I can't believe.
And now
he's
look at
bowling."
you, babes. No, just kidding.
And now
It's not dorky. It's so cool and it's so cute. I can never
So
get the
fun.
whole. What is it called when you do all of them?
a 300 game, a turkey, a strike.
Oh my gosh, I didn't even
You're
know
talking-
these. Calm down. Wait, one at a time, please.
I'm like, wait. Oh, you
A
mean
strike.
with one ball? That's a
Yeah,
strike.
the strike. Yeah, just that. You were
Just
throwing all
that.
these words at me. I was like, my heart. She really is passionate, y'all.
Yeah.
No, that's amazing. Like,
We do. So we do that, and we like to practice and get new balls, and we bowl in league and do all that kind of stuff. So we do that for fun, but I always usually end up, even when I'm off, I'll log in, I'll work on something, I had an idea about something for the business, or I had an idea about something I want to run by the other partners, or I read an article about something and I want to research it to see, how many clients do I know that it would apply to? Is it something that we need to address? I want to demo software. I want to test
Wow.
software. So, I mean, it's hard for me to, as a business owner, talk about balance because I probably don't have
it's
enough
different
balance.
for everybody. It's different for everybody.
But I do try. I do
Yes.
try to, and I have a Peloton, so I'd love to ride my Peloton.
Perfect. Put on some tunes.
Yeah, and I think that's about it. And then spend time with our kids when they're around.
Yeah. No, that's
They're
so
grown.
awesome. I like hearing everybody's different ways of how they like to unwind, if they can, because sometimes they're so busy. It's just where you are in your life and with your business. Like, in the beginning for some entrepreneurs, it's like, yes, take that call every time, every moment of the day. But once you get to a point where, like, you have more clients and you can kind of pick and choose a little bit, it's with life. So I like to hear everybody's takes and their different methods and strategies that they're using to help their mental health and so they don't burn out. So
Yeah.
thank you for sharing that. And
I try to
yeah.
schedule everything. That's the other thing. So I have, as I said before, I'm really, really lucky that I have great staff that control my calendar for me and kind of keep me insulated, if you will, so that I can get work done, number one, and also not be a crazy person, because it's very difficult. And I do feel for entrepreneurs when they're first starting out because they're wearing so many hats and they're trying to answer the phone and they're trying to answer all the emails and they're trying to do the appointments, and then at some point the work's got to get done. So it's definitely a lot. So anything we can do to help lower the burden on them is kind of our goal in general. So I always am happy when I meet with a client and they leave and they say, oh my God, I feel so much better. And thank you. Because I think, you just get nervous. You're nervous about, understanding
It's your business.
and navigating all the tax laws and all the state laws and the county laws and where do I have to get licensed and what do I have to do and what do I have to file. Yeah. So
Okay, kudos to all the entrepreneurs out there. This is why we do this podcast, to help you guys a little bit in any way we can, and give you. This is just incredible. Thanks for sharing that. I mean,
Sure.
there's just so many things you don't think about, and an entrepreneur is not just a 9-to-5 job. It's definitely like 365 all the time. It's like your baby.
it is.
So
It really is. And then just
Kudos.
understanding your brand and so we're trying to get better about doing that, about, branding ourselves and understanding what our niche is and understanding that we're not going to be for everybody. So you may come along and
that's okay.
that's exactly. And that's okay. And I'm going to try to help you find a spot that is good for you. So if you were to come to me and have a situation that really is not, up my alley, I'm going to try to refer you to someone who can really help you, because I still want you to get the help that you need, but it just may not be something that, I specialize in.
yeah. No, and I love that. Thank you for sharing that. Is there anything maybe that I have not touched on that you want our listeners to know? It can be in regards about your business, taxes, an entrepreneur, family life, anything?
Just that keep an eye out for, we are on Facebook as well as our website. We do events, free events. Sometimes they are invitation only for our business clients.
Exclusive.
For seminars, and we offer seminars. So we've done Social Security seminars, we've done what small business entity should you be seminars. We have one coming up that is exit planning. So if you're a business owner and you maybe are not exiting the business for 5 to 10 years, that's okay, but maybe you want to start thinking about it now, and how will you exit, and what is your plan for that? Or maybe you're trying to exit next year, and how can we help you exit, either selling to an outside person, maybe selling to an employee, maybe you have a family member who's going to take over, maybe you're just going to close up shop. Just really depends on what your exit plan is, and what does that mean for you, tax wise, as far as, cash flow wise, so on and so forth. So we offer lots of different seminars, and also we have lots of blog posts that we put out. So we try to put out really good quality information, and not, kind of just spam you with random stuff.
Yeah.
And then I would just like everyone to remember that the current tax laws we're under right now, they are set to sunset and expire at the end of next year. So make sure that you are doing your tax planning accordingly, and that you're paying attention. We all know we have an important election coming up, so that will more than likely change the tax landscape once again. We've changed our tax laws many times over the last 10 years, more than I think the 25 years prior combined.
Whoa.
That's how many new tax laws we've had in the last
Whew.
10 years. Yeah, it's been...
Kudos to you guys. My hat's off to you.
I mean, it's been crazy. And then you heard about the mass exodus of people from the accounting profession during COVID. Did you hear about
I did
that?
not.
So, yeah, I guess people just decided, enough of this, I'm out of here.
Oh my goodness. Just like that.
That's it. And I think probably people that were maybe solopreneurs, or 2 or 3 man shops that were close to retirement or thinking about it, it's just what put them over the edge.
Yeah.
And they said, I don't want to learn more, new, different. I'm just gonna, and COVID was, extremely stressful.
Yes.
To lots of business owners, not just. So
Scary.
The accounting profession right now has changed quite a bit. It's a lot different than, I think, if you come to a CPA firm, what it used to be. Back in the day, it was very traditional, I'm going to bring you my stuff, you're going to do my tax return, and that's going to be kind of the end of it. And now it's much more of an advisory consultative type of approach, where we're building a relationship to help you in all areas of your business and your life to, kind of create more profitable, less taxing lives for our clients.
Yes.
Is really what it boils down to. And you can't really do that if I only see you once a year.
No.
It's not gonna, I can't do that many things after the fact. Some things we can do, but usually it's better for us to plan ahead and get everything in place before the end of the year, and everybody be on the same page.
Yeah, no, there you go again with that proactivity. I love it. Thinking ahead, making sure like you're ahead of your next 2 steps, getting ready and being prepared. I love that so much. My final question, hopefully it's not a tricky one, but it's one that I like to ask all kinds of people and everything. It's, do you have a mantra, a motto, or a saying that you like to live your life by and use as inspiration? And if you do, could you share that with our listeners?
A mantra. I mean, there are so many different things that come to mind when I think of that. I don't have one specific one that a mantra per se, but I do believe in what you put out into the universe will come back to you. So I do kind of believe in doing good and having good come back to you, or if you do bad, bad will come back to you.
That's right.
So I just generally feel that way in life in general, business as well as personal, and that just, trying to be positive. And I'm an extremely optimistic type of person, so I'm always looking for the positive in everything. And I'm still a realist too, so yes. I'm not head in the clouds, but I am more, I would say I would err on the side of optimism. And so I just try to, every day is a new day, just to do better. And just get a little bit better than we were yesterday.
I agree with that. I love it. Thank you so, so much for being on the podcast and giving us so many little tidbits and tips and tricks. We so appreciate you.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Absolutely.